This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia. I was just given this brochure this morning, and a contractor asked me to put this on YouTube for the benefit of small emerging businesses. Businesses that many general contractors of the African American experience and the poor white community are saying they have been locked out for such a long time. Reverend John Robinson and myself have been to the HUD office with Ms. Preston for over 3 to 7 year period, requesting that we be given copies of all pending and coming down contracts in the city of Valdosta, Georgia. We can see they have another meeting scheduled, and many people, I'm sure, hope that thing will change so they can be included in the economic pie of the millions of dollars that comes into Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. And yet we thought that when they created the small emerging businesses that things would change, so black and low-income people would get some of these federal dollars after submitting complaint forms to the HUD office in Atlanta on Marietta Street. Ms. Preston ruled that there is no problem, but all she needs to do is call a meeting down in South Georgia and listen to the GCs, listen to the business owners who have tried to get some of that DOT money, and they find themselves locked out of the process. Well, to everybody who are looking forward to attending this meeting concerning the money, because when we look at our children who are filling the jails and prisons, we can believe it or let it alone. But it all depends on money matters. If our children and the mothers and fathers and relatives cannot get any of the dollars from the paving of the roads, the building of the schools, the buildings that the federal government have set up, and other industries that come into our beloved community, if nothing changes and the same people continue to dominate and control the dollars that come into our communities, then our children will continue to commit crimes because they can't find gainful employment. Yet they watch overpasses being built, Martin Luther King Jr. corridors being built. Many of them are brick masons, contractors, landscapers, but yet, if Miss Preston up in the HUD office would listen to them, they would tell, as Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. And so, we have another flyer. We have received many others, yet nothing changes. And I'm almost sure that nothing is going to change after they leave this meeting, while the HUD office sit there and do nothing. And this is not just about black people, for we have in our circles of the small black businesses white people who say the same thing, that they are locked out of the process. Well, be that as it may, this is April the 24th. April the 24th. Come out and hear presentations by Elaine Hunter, Community Affairs Specialist, FDIC, on how to maximize CRA in your community. We can have all of these meetings, and we can listen to all these great speakers, and we can reserve seats, and we can call these agencies. But we are living proof, Mr. Robertson and myself, Kelly, and other paving specialists who have documented cases that contracts have been literally taken away from them. And yet the HUD office in Atlanta says there is no problem. One of the contractors said to me, I wish Miss Preston would call me. I wish she would call me. and I will give her the rest of the story. Now, don't think this is being negative, because if what I'm saying is not truth, then all we ask is that you meet with the contractors and let them tell their stories. Once again, I'm not saying don't come to this meeting. Be there. Be at the meeting. April 24th, 2014, Valdosta City Hall Annex, multipurpose room, from 2 o'clock to 4 p.m. And I will almost assure you that nothing will change, because until the federal government steps in. Moreover, if HUD cannot back the federal laws, even City Councilman James Wright stood up and said that CDBG grants are not being used as they were designed. And so, we must ask ourselves, should not the federal government just eliminate the HUD office up in Atlanta on Marietta Street? If they are not ensuring that the money are going to the people that it was designed, a percentage of something, then just maybe they need to close it down. And when those people feel what it's like to be unemployed, just maybe they'll regret what they have done to the small emerging businesses. We went to Albany, we went to Jacksonville, we went to Atlanta, and for the most part, nothing has changed. You can be a minority business here, and the money still goes the same. I'm doing this because somebody gotta help save our children from the jails and prisons. And if we don't tell our story, then it will not be told. And nothing will change, and our children will continue to feel that pipeline to the jails, prisons, and death row. Once again, I thank you, brother contractor CG. Thank you for giving me just a few minutes ago. Giving me this a few minutes ago. Thank you, thank you. I told you I would put it on Facebook, because we gotta use social media now, because otherwise it'll be just like the Quitman 10+2 and the Lula Smart trial. They'll ignore us because our news is not their news. Once again, the Ghetto Free Press, keeping you informed, because under our form of government, you have a right to know. Bye-bye, we gone.